Here's a fun question from Mani in Delhi. Mani asks, we are changing a fairly large HTML site to CMS, that's Content Management System. What are the essentials to keep in mind so that we do not lose our search rankings? Very good question. I have seen a lot of people, a lot of websites go through like a 2-year redesign only to launch with a completely new software underlying package, platform, CMS underneath it, and completely new HTML layout. And suddenly the rankings aren't what they hoped they would be, and they're stuck. They're like, okay, was it because we changed the layout? Was it because we changed the CMS? Did we change the URL structure? So the one big piece of advice that I would give is try not to launch all of this at once. For example, if your CMS means that your layout has to change, you can mock that up. You can try to make it so you change your HTML so that it looks like it would look like from your content management system, and then make sure that your rankings don't change. They shouldn't change very much at all, but if you change a whole bunch of stuff on your page, that can affect how Google scores that page. So instead of changing the CMS and changing the layout, see if you can change only one at a time. Try not to change the URL structure. Another thing is, if you're really worried, you can change so that only one directory is powered by the CMS at first. So it's almost like you're dipping your foot in the water. But it's just like any other scientific thing. If you're going to change 4 things at once and then your rankings change, you don't know which of those 4 things it was. So if at all possible, number 1, try to change it so that everything from your CMS generates identical HTML. And then number 2, if you are going to go through a big redesign, try to put some mock-ups up relatively early. You can do some A/B testing, see how it goes with users, see how it goes in terms of search engine rankings. But the main thing is, don't just work for 2 years without even trying it out in search engines to see how it might be scored differently. That said, normally if you're changing things around, it isn't a huge difference. It doesn't make a huge impact. It is possible, so do some trials if you can. But it should be very doable to try to migrate between different content management systems without losing your rankings.